Oh, so close to where you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Oh, so close to where you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Boulevard.
Seems to be working. Seems to be working. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Here Comes the Lame. Here comes the... And my co-host for Here Comes the Lane, a refined wrestling fan. Somebody who... When did we even meet? Well, don't answer that question. Ladies and gentlemen, Jedi Joe.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. You know, you've been a bully, like a quasi-bully. Bully by association for a while now.
Pseudo bully.
Yeah. So when did we meet? At Mania in like New Orleans, maybe?
I think we kind of just vicariously met at H2O before COVID through Mittens or something. Like half-ass met.
Hey, shout out Mittens. Bringing people together. Bringing people together. Jedi Joe, I want to give you full credit for coming up with the name of this show.
You're welcome.
Master of the puns.
This is just stuff that comes to mind. You know, just how about this? And then you're like, let's do it. I'm like, oh, damn. Guess we're doing it.
We are doing it. The show has been in talks for a while. You know, on Tuesday we get so crazy. And every week you text me that Tuesday has gone more and more off the chain and unhinged. You said, you know what, let me class up the place a little bit. And I said, Jedi Joe, I would love nothing more for you to bring your class and your expertise to a different style of Boulevard Bully show. But that doesn't mean we are above talking about needles through penises. But you know what is a needle through my penis, Joe? Is what? You and that gosh darn Philadelphia Phillies hat. First episode, you're going to hit me with a Phillies hat?
Yeah. Sorry. A boarded t-shirt, too.
Don't you better
We're supposed to be
better not wear
family-friendly show.
Yeah, family-friendly. Put those guns away. How about that? And don't you dare wear a Philadelphia Phillies shirt on this show. Ever. Right. Hat is okay, but never, ever a shirt.
Phillies jersey next time?
Oh, my God. No, no. We'll just have your head floating if you do that. So we love video games. You love video games. Here Comes the Pain is a classic style video game from the PlayStation 2 days. Wrestling video game that changed all of our lives. You love video games. So let's talk video games for a minute. What are you playing? First of all, what are you playing?
I'm not playing anything wrestling related. I'm just playing Diablo at the moment still. So I actually brought my whole PC with me from my girl's place just to do this podcast and play Diablo while I'm in Jersey and traveling this weekend.
Nice.
Because I find that when I don't play for a little bit, I learn to live without it, and then I just fall out of the mojo, I guess you could say. Like, and then I'm like, oh, I don't want to play this anymore.
The crippling addiction, you mean?
Yeah, but it's just like I want to keep ride the hot hand, so to speak. You know, just keep it going. You know, I don't want to. You know, it's a grind. I just want to keep on going. I don't want to end up playing Pokemon again while I'm in the mood playing this. So.
What kind of Diablo character do you have? Diablo 4. Is your PC lifting off and landing? Is it like landing a jet plane while you're playing it?
I got a new graphics card for this too. So it's when I cleaned it the other day too. Like, you can't even tell it's on. Wow. Like, I could stream with it and like watch another stream and go graphics pretty much all the way up at a pretty high frame rate. It doesn't really, make a sound. Well, now, you play it on your PS4, that's different.
Yeah.
It sounds like that.
Well, sounds like we should switch. Sounds like you should be running the show from your PC because
yeah,
my thing is just chugging along. What level are you in Diablo 4?
Well, it's season now, so we had to make all new characters. I'm only like level 60. But I'm playing as a necromancer. Really brutal class. It raises the dead and uses blood and stuff like that, so it's pretty sweet.
That sounds so fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite all-time wrestling video game? Give me top 3 all-time wrestling video games. Or were you like too good for that with your Diablo?
No, No. I had time for that with Diablo. So definitely off the top of my head, definitely Revenge. I like Revenge more than No Mercy and all those 64 versions. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the first one I ever played in that genre. SmackDown versus Raw. I can't really. I don't know. I'll say SmackDown versus Raw 2006. Sure, because I was probably just getting into Ring of Honor then. So I would, and I had a PS2 adapter, and I would go online with my creator wrestlers, with CM Punk and Samoa Joe, and just get destroyed by hackers and like an incredible Hulk Caw that would just one shot you and pin you from one power move, and that was it. And I go way back, probably to WWF Warzone on PS1. Yeah, I think that's a good top three.
Yeah, I think that's a solid top three. I mean, I would definitely put one of the N64 games in there, probably just by default, the latest one, because that had ladder match and all those different things. For me, Here Comes the Pain and Know Your Role and Shut Your Mouth, they all blend together. All those PS2, maybe late stage PlayStation WWE games, they all blend together. So those are all great too. And I got to go number 3, the new AEW game, which is just a thrill a minute. And absolutely incredible, Joe.
Which you haven't played in weeks probably, right?
No, I think I played for like 6 hours, maybe the first 2 days. Then it crashed for a week. Then like the day it came out, it crashed for PS4. It wouldn't start for PS4. And then I played it a little bit more, and I beat the career mode in like 2 hours, and it's on the shelf. It's on the digital shelf.
Benched him, yeah. Well, that sucks because that game definitely got rushed like most other games, so it's being adjusted, on the fly.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be good, really good and stable in like a year. Yeah,
I mean, they're fixing it on the fly, but they're not updating it. There's been like no updates, nothing.
Oh, there's no, there hasn't been any sort of service. They just let it die already. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Mm.
So let's talk about...
Oh, that's right. They delayed the DLC or something, right?
Well, they gave a DLC map, right? Like, so if you bought the Elite Edition, it would be, you get FTR on launch, then you get like 2 more people, and then 2 more after that. But they made it seem that you just get the 3 DLC packs right away. And then I was like, oh no, it's going to be staggered. And it's like, okay, well, the game's been out for like 2 months. Where's the other thing? It hasn't been announced. So guys, you're going to have to wait on your Hook and your Danhausen.
That's why a lot of those fans bought that for those kind of guys like Danhausen and
you think that I would
broken Matt Hardy and RVD, right?
You get all Matt Hardy's gear, but all the dudes just wrestle the same. It's like if you went back,
it's a skin. That's all it is.
Right. Yeah. If you went back and played the Revenge, at least it would have it would be clunky and weird, and some of the things wouldn't be like as attention to detail, but it's because it's from 25 years ago. Whereas they just made a game like that and then said, oh, well, it's like that game. But it's like, yeah, but it has all the bad stuff that you literally couldn't do.
It's an arcade style. It's vintage. we meant for it to be like that.
Right.
You can't say that about everything.
You can't have more than 4 people on the screen at the same time, just like the old days. It's like, it's a little weird.
You just couldn't figure out the coding. Yeah.
So this is our first episode of many episodes, and I was very impressed with your dedication, Joe, because you went and you sat. Because I mentioned that I wanted to talk about the Cody DVD or the Cody DVD, the fucking documentary.
Cody Blu-ray, yeah.
The Cody DVD with all the DVD extras mixed right in. So I mentioned that I was going to talk about that on the show, and then you watched the 2-hour documentary just for this show, and I want to commend you.
Yep. Took a lot. I got distracted 1 or 2 times, but it was a really good documentary. I enjoyed it. Do you want me to just tell you my opinion? I'll just go right ahead. So I guess I've always loved Cody Rhodes since his days with the Legacy. I was a big Legacy fan with him and Orton and Ted DiBiase, and I always felt like they got to do something with Cody Rhodes, and they just never did. And then I think I fell out of wrestling around the time he was like doing dashing, and then once Stardust happened, we all saw how that went. So when he hit the Indies, pretty much started eating that up, and then the rest is history. And now that he's back in the E, I'm like, oh yeah, just like the next guy, beat Roman. Yeah, sure.
Did you love him in AEW up until the very end?
No, well, I stopped watching AEW during COVID. I couldn't stand it, so I think that was a lot of his time. But there were the match with Gold Dustin at Double or Nothing, where they're all covered in each other's blood. That was live for that. That was great. And then we talked off stream about the Nick Aldis match. That was a great match. I was front row for that. So, but as for the actual DVD, the one thing I really liked, putting Cody over, but the DVD with the concept of him walking in the desert like it's his journey.
No. Don't tell me you're about to like this.
I thought it was funny. It's like he finds the dashing Cody Rhodes mask, the face protector, and then
blows the sand off of it.
Yeah, then he kind of puts it up so it's like perfectly, it was incredibly cheesy. Or they had the Forbidden Door.
Yep, he walked through the door.
He was very cheesy with the belt, with the old title around his shoulder.
Oh yeah. And how he like brushed off the photo of his dad. He was like,
yeah.
He blew the sand. He was like constantly finding old books and movies, just blowing the sand and kicking the sand.
Let me read from the chat real quick. Did the documentary go over Stardust inclusion in Scooby-Doo Curse of the Speed Demon? Is that a real thing?
Was he in that? Was he animated?
I don't think he. They showed him at the amusement park on the roller coaster with Brandy. You've seen that photo?
Yeah, where
Brandy's like, yeah, and he's like,
he's just dressed fully in his Stardust regalia at the
red eyes. Yeah.
I will say that I became a fan of Cody Rhodes because one of the early guests of Up, Up, Down, Down was Stardust. And it was Stardust and Xavier Woods playing Clash of Clans. And Stardust, a.k.a. Cody Rhodes, was in character showing Xavier Woods his Clash of Clans, empire that he's built over many years and spent many real dollars buying gems. But he did it all as Stardust.
Pay to win.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was absolutely incredible. I feel like Cody Rhodes might be a pay to win type of guy.
Well, Cody and Brandy are big gamers. A lot of their gear was inspired after like Metal Gear Solid, and the dog has been like art altered, as in like the Foxhound logo from Metal Gear and stuff like that on shirts and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
They're definitely big gamers. I don't know if they're like cringe about it, but it's a little ducky sometimes at what they do.
Well, did you see in the post-credit scene of this documentary, he actually made a Star Wars reference that only a total Star Wars nerd would know.
That too. Yeah.
He was filming in the desert, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to say that we're in Tunisia right now because that's where they filmed, such and such and such and such."
Like A New Hope. Yeah, all the Tatooine scenes. Yeah.
And he's like, "So I'm going to say Tunisia."
We'll see how long people believe it or something, see how long it goes. And that was it. There was the only behind the scenes thing, right?
There were a few more comments.
Oh, was there? I just stopped right after. I think I had enough.
I feel like
2 hours.
I watched this and I realized that Cody Rhodes, and I've thought this for a while, but I really couldn't put it into words. I feel like he is the most real fake person ever. Like he's like the realest and the fakest at the same time. He's like a robot that doesn't know he's a robot. It's like he was born into this. And
Blade Runner. It's like the replicant Blade Runners. Yes. They don't know.
He has no idea that he's a fucking bot. But like he's just an android, and he grew up under all these perfect conditions, and he's always like. Did you see the clips from him at his dad's funeral? Like he cut the greatest promo at his dad's funeral, but like he felt every word. But I'm watching it, and I'm like, this guy is the fakest. This is the like cringiest eulogy. He cut like a heartfelt wrestling promo, and he like cried in between the beats of the lines of what he was saying. He's like, we dined like the patriarchy. We danced like children. He's such an actor. But like he
went to acting school.
Right, but now he just assimilated that. That's just in him.
Yeah.
It's like a combination of all his things.
Well, that's what they also talked about was he went and did the emotional range course where you use real life traumas or whatever to, increase your range as an actor.
Right. Well, he was doing that exercise at the funeral. Yeah. And it was a little strange. Like, it's like beautiful and like, it's like the most beautiful speech that anybody's ever given. But like, it's like in a movie, that'd be great. But in real life, it's just like, that's weird. This guy thinks he's in a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he like believes it. Like that's the life he's living.
I mean, he's done other films though, right? I mean, he was on Arrow.
The guy from Arrow was also heavily featured on the documentary.
Oh, he was all over it. Yeah. They kept showing him in the crowd. All that too. So
he was, I've never heard this in a doc before. The narrator goes, when he wrestled me, Arrow, or like whatever the fuck the guy's name is.
Stephen Amell.
Yeah. Stephen Amell. Yeah. Who cares?
He started feuding with me, the narrator. Yeah. I was like, me? I was like, wait a minute. I was like, what? Oh, okay.
So you don't agree with me that Cody Rhodes is an evil robot who will eventually become president? Like if The Rock is fake, Cody Rhodes is definitely fake.
Well, I think he definitely looks like a robot. I mean, he definitely didn't get like the smiley charisma gene from Dusty. He's definitely extremely robotic. And maybe even when he does promos now, it's like very like, you do have a good point when saying that. It's very just structured. Yeah, there's emotion. There's definitely like robotic. There's robotic delivery.
Yeah, but he actually like. It's like I have no doubt that inside he's coming from a place of acting range or whatever where he's actually crying. He actually believes it, but it's like, man, he's just a weird guy. It's kind of weird. Do you see all the shots of him with like his old teeth too?
Oh yeah, well that's where the gimmick came from was when he got the veneers, right? The dashing.
I didn't realize that he got veneers. He was like one of the first guys to get them, actually.
Yeah.
Now everybody's got them.
Yeah, because everyone's trying to be on, red carpet and do extra stuff, and trying to pivot themselves into other avenues because they don't want to beat up their bodies all the time. I mean, everyone's doing something else. Everyone's marrying into Hollywood or music or OnlyFans or something, just trying to get a different angle because you could tell they don't really all want to wrestle. I mean, there's definitely a bunch of them that want to stay there for life, like the Ricochets and all these guys. They're just happy to be there. But
Ricochet would go do Arrow the first second he got the chance.
The Flash.
Yo, I mean, if you got signed to WWE, would your signing bonus check immediately go to veneers? Would you be like, well, I got $250,000. I'm going to spend my money on veneers. Going to get my regular teeth shaved down and then veneers put in. I think that's how it works. Yeah. Tears of a robot.
My teeth are all right. I don't know if I need veneers, but yeah, I guess they're not as good as those, which are perfectly.
Yeah, they're like blue chiclet horse teeth. You know what else I realized? The story was that Cody Rhodes, as he was coming back from his pec, trained with Carmelo Hayes and Joe Gacy. And he thanked them both on Twitter. And then in the doc, no Joe Gacy, only Carmelo Hayes. Which
Oh yeah, about to say I saw the notes and I didn't see him in the doc.
Did they cut him out? You think that they filmed him sitting on the apron just like Carmelo Hayes, talking about Cody, talking about all this stuff, and they were just like, nah, this guy's out. No Joe, just Carmelo. Like, who cares? We don't have time for Joe.
Yeah, whatever. Sorry to hear that.
All right, so speaking of Stephen Amell, tell me about Heels on Stars. This is your new favorite show, you were telling me.
Yeah. I love it. The show's all right. It's a pretty solid drama. I crammed in the whole. Well, what happened was I saw Phil and AJ Lee advertised on my Facebook or Instagram or something like that in the feed, and I'm like, oh, this is that show. I was like, I should give it a chance. And I like watched the first episode with my girl. And I'm like, this is kind of fun. And it's even more fun because as I watch it, I'm explaining the wrestling business to her and like all the slang and all, kayfabe and work and
so basically you pause the show, walk to the side of the TV
and mansplain it.
Yeah, and just go like, okay, see, but baby face is a face. That's a good. So that's
gig. This is a gig.
That's where you take enjoyment from the show is pausing it, getting up, standing next to the TV, and with a laser pointer mansplaining the show to your girlfriend.
So the premise of the show is that it's supposed to be this made-up town in Georgia, a small town in Georgia, and Stephen Amell and his brother run a little fed out of this warehouse their father built, but they took it over because the father unexpectedly died. So it's part of the story. I don't want to spoil exactly what happened with that, but I don't know. As for acting wise, up and down, I mean, like, there's no real like cringe or anything. The performances, it's all unknown actors, so they're all like giving it their all. No real comedy or anything. It's a pretty solid, just a pretty solid Stars drama, 1 hour long episodes.
Oh, an hour.
Yeah, some of the episodes do have like a lot of those. Every episode had at least one part where it was like a one on what's that called? Shot and reverse shot.
Huh?
When it's just like shot and reverse shot. Is that what that's called? When just I'm talking to you and you're talking to me and we're just having like this serious conversation.
Oh, what is that called? Over each other's shoulders?
No, they're not over. Kinda. Yeah, kinda. But anyways, it's like there'll be a good like 3 or 4 minutes where it's like,
an emotional, they're just talking. Emotional.
Yeah. It's a drama. It is what it is. And it's not, like I said, not much comedy to it. But as for the wrestling aspect to it, they run shows. It's indie fed. They got a lot of money.
Ensemble cast, deal with the egos.
There's like a rival fed that's like trying to like, screw up their whole territory, and they're trying to poach guys and stuff like that. And then there's like there's the up north, and then some guy gets let go and he comes back to try to give them, a big show, whatever like that. So it's definitely a lot of things that you've maybe seen that they take, from IRL. So I mean, I definitely recommend it.
I'll have to check it out.
Episode though.
I mean, I imagine it being like Sons of Anarchy except wrestling.
Might be. I've never seen Sons of Anarchy, but the vibe probably is there. Like I said, Phil is on it. CM Punk.
Is he like a recurring? He has scenes and things?
He is actually a reoccurring comic relief. He's actually probably the only real comic relief of the show. He's just a goofball. They cover up all his tattoos. They give him a big old like mullet, and like his character is supposed to be like, kind of like the beat up already like road warrior. I got banged up knees, I got banged up back, banged up neck, banged up this. So. But, it's I think it's definitely appreciated by fans that do understand the business and like wrestling and stuff. So I definitely recommend it.
Have you ever watched The Bear?
Yes, Bear? That's the industry I'm in.
Right, I
was in.
I know that you were a chef. So and then I was thinking about the wrestling heels, where it's like they inherited the fed from the dead dad, which is kind of like the guy in
literally
Bear.
the same. the same premise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he inherits the restaurant from his dead brother.
Yep.
Do you love
Same.
that show? Is it because you're a chef? Does it make you pumped up? Do you go like, I want to go be a chef again?
No, it just makes me definitely. It's literally what I had to deal with. Like that is definitely right out of my life. So it makes me not want to do it.
So
People
you hate
walking
the show.
out. I love the show. How accurate it is.
Yeah, because look, you're drinking from a plastic pint thing, which is what a chef does.
There we go.
What's that
I
called?
didn't
A
even
quart.
realize.
A plastic
Quart container. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I was vicariously doing that. It's pretty cool, right?
Which is a detail that they included in the bear.
Yeah, he was out back.
By the way,
drinking out
we
of the
didn't
quart.
plan that. We didn't plan that.
No, we didn't plan that. No, I've definitely been on stream drinking that, but usually I don't drink out of a quart because then I don't have a lid on it.
I'm going to tell you this, Joe. I've watched The Bear and cried multiple times.
Have you watched the new season?
Yeah, the new season is where
I haven't
cried
watched
the
the new
most.
season. I haven't watched a new season yet.
Oh.
I haven't watched a new season.
It's not even like a Sopranos thing or like Walking Dead where like somebody dies or something. It's just a very like I just sit there and cry all the whole time watching Ted Lasso.
Yeah, it's
tears.
I don't have that with I don't think I felt like that in the first season, maybe. I don't know. But Carmy, he's really good. I'd say Carmy is probably the best actor of both shows, Bear and Heels.
And ironically enough, Carmy is going to be in Iron Claw, which I just learned about. You know the Iron Claw thing, the fucking Von Erichs movie they're filming?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
And MJF is supposed to be in that, right?
yeah, MJF left to film that, and the big headline was that Zac Efron was in the film, and he got like ripped, because I guess he's the lead or whatever. But I didn't realize it because I hadn't watched The Bear, so I didn't know the actor for Carmy, Jeremy Allen or something. But apparently Jeremy Allen is like the supporting actor in the film. He's like one of the Von Erich brothers. Carmy.
So who's playing Texas Tornado?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who's playing who. But apparently one of the main leads in the film is Carmy. Jeremy Allen.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah,
maybe he's like
alongside Zac Efron.
Maybe he's the youngest one. The one that was in the car.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know it, but it's A24, which is a good sign, and December they said.
Okay. Yeah. What is that going to be on?
I think it's just a film. I think they're just going to release it as a movie.
Interesting.
But I'm sure it'll be on streaming like a week later, home release. Stuff like
Shutting down all the movie theaters. Eventually, it's just how it's going to be.
Have you
only
watched
in theaters?
Have you watched? Well, it's only in theaters for like a weekend or like a week,
Yeah.
and then instantly it's on demand for like $20, but still, spend more than 20 going to the movie theater. I've never bought it on demand for $20, but you could if you wanted to.
The guy in The Bear is playing Carrie Von Erich. That's what Chad just said.
Well, there you go.
So Carmy's playing Carrie.
So yeah, I love Carmy. You got to watch season 2 immediately.
Well, I was waiting for my girl, and she just falls asleep during everything. So
so like the important shows, you gotta.
She stays awake. She stays awake for Heels. I think she falls asleep during stuff she's not in.
Oh well, you gotta reverse Heels and Bear. You gotta put the Bear on before Heels.
I gotta play video games at some point, dude. Can't be watching TV all day.
Have you ever played the video games Twisted Metal?
Oh yeah, I never played 1. I played 2, 3, and Black. Black's my favorite.
Black is awesome. Black was like the last real one they made.
Sweet Tooth was a Transformer. It's also
see, I don't remember that.
That was his ult. That was his ult. He went from the truck, and then it was like, and then it was like, it's pretty sweet.
Oh wow, I don't remember that. I remember that they all had like dope, really dark, gruesome, horrible stories.
Yeah, that was really good. It was really bleak.
Yeah, all of them were like horrible, terrible things that happened. They sold their soul because the premise is that you get a wish, but the wish is like, the monkey claw. It's like,
Yeah.
So, and everyone has a horrible thing. But apparently Samoa Joe is in Twisted Metal. So did you watch Twisted Metal because of your love of the franchise and video games and also your love of Samoa Joe? Have you watched
I also love Anthony Mackie.
That's the main guy? Yeah.
I did not watch the show to answer your question, but now I have to as well.
He is great. He's great in the show. This show...
Is he funny? Is he still funny?
Yeah. He's funny.
He's funny, dude. And Marvel, he's funny.
He is funny then. If you like him, then you're going to like the show because it's a lot of him.
All right.
But the show is horrible. It's a terrible show.
I think it got bad reviews, yeah.
It's like another thing that was made where the people, it's like nobody who played those games made this show. You know, I mean, there were like Easter eggs and stuff, but I don't know. They tried to make Sweet Tooth the Joker, and it's like I just can't believe it's Samoa Joe. Like, it's not very flattering. You know, he doesn't look like Samoa Joe. He looks like a fat guy in like bondage. And they have him like, you know, doing like Joker stuff. So he's very like flamboyant and he like dances around. And he's not scary at all. He's just weird. It's just stupid. And yeah. And like none of the cars are in it. You know, like there's no Mr. Grimm. There's no Axel. There's no
Warthog.
Sweet Tooth. There's no Warthog.
There is Sweet Tooth. It just
I'm sorry, Sweet Tooth. Who else? There's no Spectre. There's no even Calypso.
Minion.
Which one was Minion?
Minion was like the armored up like tank trailer. At least in black it was. I think it was you know how like Metal would always have like a sub boss. Every few levels you had to fight one boss.
Right.
I think Minion was one of them. Minion was usually a tank, or I could be mistaken. It was like kind of like, I think in black it was like a trailer.
Well, then there's Dark Side, which is the black 18-wheeler without a trailer.
Yeah. Trying to think. I know one of them, their super was crazy. It was like 6 of the Warthog homing missiles all at the same time with like fire and everything coming out.
Amazing.
You get hit at close range with that. That was it.
Yeah. And you know, so mild spoiler, there's like a cop character, but the cop character, it's not like his car is named Outlaw or he's named Outlaw as like a nickname. It's just like a cop. And it's just like, what the fuck? So like, you know, you could watch a fucking YouTube video, which is like 20 references to the games, but like, it's like, oh, the car that this person was driving was actually like this guy's lowrider. It's like, yeah, but that guy's not in the game, and the lowrider was just like an Easter egg. Like, so what the fuck do I even care? Like, there's no like characters. It's not like they're trying to get somewhere, and then, you know, the boss is like, Dark Side, get them, and it's like an awesome dude in like a truck. There's nothing like that. It's fucking horrible. It's basically your friend driving around making jokes for like, you know, 40 minutes.
Yeah. So it's like the Resident Evil movies that don't really have a lot of like Resident Evil content in the games.
Yes, it's exactly like that. It's exactly
sucks.
Like and you know, we're like pretty much the only demo for Twisted Metal, like only our age range, like, you know, because the game stopped, you know, being made. You know, so it's not like I could even say, oh, somebody younger than me is going to like this, because who would even know what it is if it was somebody younger than me? I don't know. It's really
annoying. You need to reboot that franchise. That would be really good. I mean, it's kind of a mindless game. Like, it's like Rocket League, you know?
Well, why couldn't they? Why wouldn't they take like some of the elements of Rocket League and put it into like a car combat? That'd be so dope.
Because look, they're making Gran Turismo movie too. Like, nobody wants this shit. Gran Turismo?
It's like, yeah, what would you make a Gran Turismo movie about? Okay, here's my pitch for the Gran Turismo movie, Joe. So it's not about real life racing. It's about a kid playing video games in his house.
Oh,
and like there's a thunderstorm and he's back in 1997 or whatever, and he's playing PlayStation, and he's got like what he does is he switches the TV so he can watch illegal cable, but he leaves the PlayStation running. Boom, house gets struck by lightning. This kid is transported through time and space to be in present day 2023 as like an adult race car driver who's about to enter the Gran Turismo Tour in France, you know? And like, so it's like, and he's like, oh man, what am I going to do? And then like, it's kind of like a Quantum Leap type thing. You know, it's like a Freaky Friday Quantum Leap type thing. It's like
It sounds like Tron, actually.
And then
sounds
what
just
happens?
like Tron.
Then what happens is he has to use his video game skills from back in the day that he learned to like be a racer. So like in the first act, you know, they're like, oh, get in the car and drive around. You know, it's the time trials. And he just crashes the car. And then the one person who's like trusted, you know, he's like, oh, you know, I never drove a car. I only played PlayStation 1. And then the person's like, his assistant is like, well, check this out. You got to practice. And then he's like, whoa, PlayStation 5? Ah! And he plays PlayStation 5 and he learns how to drive through video games and he wins the Gran Turismo in France. That's the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think about that?
I think we should get back to talking about wrestling.
Oh, Joe, you know, I feel bad that you didn't enjoy that.
No, I did. It sounds like Tron. That's the thing.
No, I feel
I'm just
feel
sick
bad
of these
for you.
I
feel bad for you that you couldn't take the joy.
Yeah. I just video games and adaptations like real-time adaptations, it just doesn't work, man.
You're not into like the Mortal Kombat movies?
That was okay. And the Silent Hill movie was cool, but that was 20 years ago when that came out.
Well, how come you're so critical of these franchises, but you're not playing Diablo 4 going like, I wish this was Diablo 2? You seem to have a pretty positive outlook on Diablo 4.
Yeah, I do, actually, because I managed to find myself in a really toxic Diablo 4 Facebook group where they just bitch about everything. And I just go on there and troll everybody and then don't bitch about the game. I just troll people for like grammar and using profanity and where are the mods and admins. So I enjoy the game a lot.
Sounds like a great time.
Yep.
All right, so let's get to WWE. You want to hear about these headlines and notes that I took? Number one,
sure.
Rey Mysterio, you know, he fought it wasn't this past, it was actually 2 weeks ago. Or maybe it was this past. On SmackDown, this past week he fought. And he fought Pablo Escobar, or whatever that guy's name is, for like a U.S. title shot. Anyway, fast forward, match stopped due to Rey Mysterio being unable to compete. So you think, oh, okay, this is just how he got out of it. But apparently Meltzer is reporting that Rey almost got knocked out twice during that match. So the Rey's got
to hang it up. Rey's got to hang it up, man.
Yeah, you don't enjoy your Rey Mysterio?
I used to, but I mean, a lot of these guys are really old. Rey's got bad knees. How many surgeries has he had and stuff?
Well, he almost got knocked out twice.
Whose fault was that?
I don't know. But that's what Meltzer's reporting. A rare WWE insider report from Meltzer saying that the Rey Mysterio injury is real and his little tiny grape head almost got crushed twice during his match with Escobar.
What, are they in a faction together? I'm very disconnected from DE for the most part.
Maybe that should be the format of the show. I'll mansplain WWE to you, and then you can mansplain AEW to me.
I think I'm getting the shorter end of the stick with that one.
So, Monday Night Raw. SummerSlam Go-Home Show. The main event was Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest and Dom. Did you watch this? Did you watch any of Raw?
I actually watched all of Raw in no commercial mode. It's a little bit of fast forward here and there.
So tell me about it. Tell me about your viewing experience.
I mean, I guess I'll go through all my one-liners.
See, look at the commitment here. Not only did this man sit down, don't let the Phillies hat fool you, everybody. He sat down and he committed 2 hours of his time to Cody, and he also wrote one-liners. Damn, I want to start writing one-liners.
All right. The man that charisma forgot, Ricochet. So they had this. I guess he's feuding with Logan Paul. And Logan Paul is, I guess, he's okay on the mic because he talks on YouTube.
Right.
But then I think Logan Paul at some like Ricochet, he just never learned how. He just went full athleticism. He never did the mic stuff. It is what it is in the industry. Not everyone can do it, but it's just when he's talking, it just doesn't do it for me.
Ricochet.
Yeah, Ricochet.
I mean, he tried
Logan
everything. He tried everything. He got veneers, and he tries really hard, but he's just not very charismatic or likable. And you could see
he wears.
You could see him
he wears
trying.
Shoes with no socks, right?
Well, yeah, but he just does that because
he
reads too many People magazines. Like he's trying to be like Cody.
Full-grown fetus. Logan Paul's Zoomer joke. Is that a full-grown fetus? Is that something that Logan Paul says on his YouTube?
Did you just write that as a note and you forgot how it happened? You just have full-grown fetus?
No, I guess he calls Ricochet a full-grown fetus. Like he said that backstage.
Huh.
Like really quickly, Logan was like walking around with his energy drink and someone's like, "What's that about?" Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "Oh, you look like a full-grown fetus." And the crowd was just like, "What? What?"
Well, the funny thing is that he mentioned Samantha Irwin.
Irwin, yeah, the ring announcer, yeah.
So Ricochet and her are dating. And
I think they're engaged now.
They're engaged. They're engaged. And Logan Paul mentioned her. He broke kayfabe, brother. And everyone went, ooh.
Yeah, but she's up and down social media now too, so it was only a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean,
well, she does. Everyone's been on her case about how well she announces. Like
the Judgment Day.
Yeah. Damn it.
I like it.
Universal Championship. Can't do it.
She's a hit.
That's how they trained them in NXT.
She's a hit on all social medias. She does like selfies of her announcing the winners. She's probably more popular, bigger than Ricochet right now, moving the needle a little bit more probably.
But yeah, that's how they trained all those NXT announcers to call matches. With that because everything was based around H and heavy metal. Right. All the themes were metal. All the announcing and singing was like gut, from your gut.
Guttural.
It wasn't guttural. It wasn't like the Lillian Garcia or the hoo like Howard Finkel style,
That's the better style. I don't like this heavy metal breathy style.
That was my favorite NXT, and that whole run really it was all just metal up and down. Now it's like, it's like the hub.
Yeah, I'm very jealous of Samantha Irwin now because she gets to, because she's a lot better looking than I am, and she gets to, do her like heavy metal thing, like, it's fucking bullshit. And you know what? She all of a sudden, she just DM'd followed Ricochet on Twitter one day, and then next thing you know, he's flying out to see her. It's like, yeah, it's like of course he is, because he's a tool. And then once he got his veneers in and got rid of his socks, he just thought, man, I'm the man now,
Yeah. What I also I have Matt Riddle needs to be back in shorts. I guess he's doing the tights that go all the way up like Orton.
Yeah, he's doing the bikini bottoms.
Nah, that ain't it, bro.
Yeah. He got rid of like the power shorts, and he's in bikini bottoms now.
Nah, that ain't it. It looks ridiculous. And but the fact he doesn't wear boots or shoes or anything, it looks like he's just like
in his underwear.
He just looks naked. He's just like 5% clothing.
I read a headline this week that said that Matt Riddle was not going to get a push because they don't feel good about his personal life.
Yeah, I saw that too. I don't really believe every little thing I see. I mean, he did lose that match. Cleanish. Well, I think he needs Orton. If Orton comes back and they don't do anything with him, then it's probably pretty open shut. I mean, what was? Yeah, that might be never. Glad to see the Wyatt family back. That was another one.
Who's that? I was muted, by the way, that whole time.
Were you really?
Yeah, for a large portion of that last exchange, I was muted.
Okay, no problem.
Hey, well, you know what? We're doing good. We're like at 95% unmuted so far this evening.
There you go.
Muay Thai Shorts riddle is the best riddle. Well, apparently he cheated on his wife with some adult actress and then knocked her up. Now she's having his kid, and there's like a whole thing. And I guess WWE is just like, man, this guy is just a mess. And that sucks. It sucks that you got to work in a place that's so judgmental about your personal life. But hey, you decided to do, you decided to do the thing.
It's most jobs. Most jobs are judgmental about your personal life.
Yeah, and it's like.
In modern society.
Yeah.
Unmute, nerd.
Yeah.
Are you good?
Right.
Are you good?
I'm good. Let's keep hearing your jokes, Joe. Who is the Wyatt's family? The Viking Raiders?
Yeah. God, I can't. It's weird. Cody first TikTok. Whoa. I guess he just had his first TikTok. Whatever. John Cena and Jackie Chang are #1 on Netflix. Dom most over heel? Question mark.
Did you take these notes while watching the program? Is Dom the most over heel? I'm gonna agree with an opinion of somebody that I heard. So it's not my opinion, but one of the podcasts I listened to said this, and it expanded my mind about this. And you see it with Dom, you see it with Don Callis in AEW, and you're starting to see it a little bit with like Jungle Boy and a few other people.
Yeah.
Is that the new fun thing for fans to do is like boo them mercilessly. So it's like the loudest constant boo.
Like they completely overpower them. Yeah.
Right. So I think that we're in a time where that volume is no longer the measure of a man.
I know. And that shows how much I've been watching, because I heard that and I went, holy shit.
Yeah, no. Well, it started with Dom. It did start with Dom, and so then it became a Don Callis thing, because on TV it's very like crazy sounding, and I think they must like open up the floor mics or something a little bit too there.
Yeah.
Like, but I think that's like the new thing. Much like singing along is the thing. This booing mercilessly over somebody is the new thing. And it's like, so, and it was so noticeable this week. It's like Damian Priest is talking, Rhea talks, Finn Balor talks, then Dom gets the mic and everybody just goes nuts. And
that's why I made that note. Cause I'm like, holy shit, they hate his guts. Cause they've been doing a lot with him. I mean, I'm pushing the shit out of him. He's a little punk. They put a random developmental belt on him, and he's got the girl. He's got the girl that people kind of want, like all these like simpy incels, like Rhea Ripley, Yeah,
it's perfect. He's like the perfect heel for Twitter.
Yeah.
It's like because Rhea Ripley is like very viral. Everything she does is very viral. So like the Dom thing just generates such discussion. Yeah, everybody. Hey, you know what? Good for Dom, because if you had asked me, like when he was wearing the bodysuit, like wrestling with his dad, if you had asked me what he was going to amount to, I would have said squat. I could have never predicted something like this.
Yeah. Is the derailed career of Finn Balor the best story that they never capitalized on?
Ooh, I think they're doing that now with the 7-year itch.
That is what they're. But I just feel like now they're doing it.
Well, I feel like also Seth Rollins and Finn like have fought so much, and I feel like they just did this match at the last pay-per-view. Like they already fought like a big match, him and Finn, haven't they?
But they only started building it up like that's what they're playing off of, the fact that he got injured in the match with Seth at that SummerSlam a long time ago, right?
Right. And
Is
it's
that what he's referring to?
Yeah, and it's not even the Universal title. Like, he can't even say he's going after the title that was, like, taken away from him. It's just like back then the Universal title became like the new secondary title. Now Seth Rollins has a brand new secondary title. So Finn Balor.
The third dairy title. Yeah.
Are you do you have any juice? Is it working for you?
No, I think it's too long overdue. Maybe if they continue with it all the way to Mania, they can make it work. You know?
Well, yeah, no, I don't know.
Or you know?
I think this is like the blow off. I think the Cody Brock thing is going to blow off, and I think the next thing that happens to Finn. I think the only logical thing that happens. Well, we'll get to our SummerSlam predictions, but I think the only logical thing that happens is Finn leaves Judgment Day. You know, that's another thing, Joe. That's so funny is like. You know, there's like a phrase that gets bandied about called like long-term storytelling. So I think much like everything that happens in wrestling these days, it's like people wanting to do what they grew up doing. So it's kind of like a bastardized version. So I think like somebody like Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, they're like young dudes like us. So they go, oh, the fans want long-term storytelling. So, like, we're going to give them long-term layered storytelling, just like The Sopranos, just like the TV show, you know. But really, they're bad actors and they're bad writers. So, like, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, before even Damian Priest won the Money in the Bank, Finn was acting kind of cranky in Judgment Day. You know, like, little by little, he was just so obviously cranky for, like, one interview. And what he thinks is that he's doing long-term storytelling, but he's just doing long-term bad storytelling. It's so obvious. Like, oh, don't you see? I planted the seeds months ago. It's like, yeah, obviously, dude. And they're going to do some Damian Priest.
Oh, here comes the lame. That's pretty much it. Here comes the and that's pretty much it for Raw for me. I have Brock, what? Cody Rhodes, what? UFC champ, what? They kept whatting him, and he was just playing right into it, I guess. So
I love Cowboy Hat Brock.
He was like, I was a Universal champ. What? He just kept man.
All right, so let's get into SummerSlam because that was the SummerSlam
Yep.
go home show. We're both big sports gamblers.
Oh yeah.
We're more football gamblers.
Yeah, betting on baseball is kind of rough. Basketball is kind of all right, but yeah.
So SummerSlam preview, and the thing I'm most excited about is the main event, which has the DraftKings pool that we're gonna go
muting
through.
Muting is lame.
Yeah, you know, listen, first show jitters. You know, I'm sitting here pushing. I'm button happy. I'm pushing my little buttons. So this is a match that I have first on my SummerSlam list that I'm the most excited for because it is the return of an iconic element, an iconic institution within wrestling, and that is Slim Jims. Apparently, there is going to be a fully Slim Jim sponsored battle royal at SummerSlam, and I hope it's like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch father versus son match they did at WrestleMania. I hope it's like the Zombies, the Miz and whoever Zombies. I want a fully functioning Macho Man hologram Slim Jim Battle Royal for this show. I'm so hyped.
Snap right into it, brother. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, this is going to be wait, would you consider that neon match they had to be kind of like that? Or that was just Bray Wyatt diarrhea?
Oh, no, that was Mountain Dew Code Red mixed with
that's right. It was.
Bray
it was
Wyatt.
Sponsored. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it wasn't Code Red. It was Mountain Dew Black something. Something black.
Black light?
Pitch black. Yeah. Purple.
Pitch black.
Yeah, it was the
Vin
pitch black.
Diesel, yeah.
Something like that.
But yeah, same over gimmick. Yeah, that's gonna be difficult to watch live and at home.
Do you think that
it's a battle royale?
Yes. And LA Knight is in it, like Karrion Kross in it. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think that LA Knight is going to win the battle royal because they don't have anything for him, but the fans are like so behind him that they're going to give him the Slim Jim battle royal, and he's going to have to stand there in the middle, and he's going to go slap into it. Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that Slim Jim is like, who do we want to snap into it for the modern era?
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
Let me talk to you. Snap into his Slim Jim.
I mean,
yeah.
And that's going to be his biggest moment because they're not going to do anything else with him because he's organic. You know?
They are, the fans are behind him.
Yeah, that means they're not going to push him. That we know this. So
you don't think he's going to win the Slim Jim Battle Royal?
I mean, he could win that, but what does that amount to? Not a title shot or a legitimate push into the main event.
Well, what do you think? What do you think he should do? You think they should have should he be fighting for the IC? Should he be the Money in the Bank champion and in the mix? Like where would you have LA Knight based on his popularity?
I mean, they don't have like solid characters. That's the thing. It's like, oh, he needs to wrestle like in Orton. Orton's not around. And I don't know, maybe Intercontinental is not quite ready for, I guess. I mean, like, Gunther's doing great with the IC belt, I think. You know, he's a pretty reputable champ.
Well, how about LA Knight versus Logan Paul instead of Rick?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Could have elevated Logan. I mean, I'm sorry, you could have elevated LA Knight in that spot.
Yeah, that could be next too. You never know. Yeah, they got to do something with him. I mean, what has he been doing besides? I don't watch SmackDown. I think he's on SmackDown a lot, right?
Oh well, I think part of his popularity is that organically people want to get behind somebody who they think isn't being pushed enough. So it's like if he was where people want him to be, I don't know if people would be as popular on him. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like the fact that he's fighting Hit Row. You know, he's doing like, they thought everyone was like super high on him on winning Money in the Bank. And like there was like some LA Knight outrage after Money in the Bank, I feel like. That made people even more defiant, even cheer for him more and more. And that made WWE even more defiant. And he had like a dark match at MSG. Like he wasn't even televised at MSG. You know, so I don't know. He's in the Battle Royal. I don't even think he might not even win. They might just go completely different direction and be like, oh, Gable Stevenson won. Snap into a Slim Jim. You know?
Yeah, well, like there's no incentive in this match though. Like what? Even though he might win, they'll pop. I mean, but what's next for him? You know?
Well, I'm just thinking about it in terms of like the front office saying, "Here, he won a thing. Leave us alone." Like we
exactly. Well, no, that's might be what it is, and then the fans are going to be like, "Oh," just like how I just said, and then that's going to be the moment for him, and that's it.
Hey, maybe Slim Jim starts revamping their commercials just based on him, and it becomes a whole thing, and he becomes more rich and famous as a Slim Jim guy than.
Well, he already has all those commercials. Have you seen those? That all came out.
They're not like good. They're not like good ones.
Well, he has experience. So.
Whatever. I'm not as high on LA Knight as everybody else is. Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler.
Oof.
Any interest in this?
I used to love Shayna. She was like part of the heavy metal NXT era. And Ronda's just been around way too much, and now I guess she's leaving. So, who fucking cares?
But don't you see how very deeply personal it is? How Shayna's talking about shoot things, brother. She's talking about I was the third person to hold Ronda Rousey's child. You know, and Ronda Rousey let all of us live in her house, and like, you know, when we were on Ultimate Fighter together, like I was better than her. And she's talking about all this real stuff, and you know, they tried to make Ronda the babyface But everybody hates Ronda so much that they're cheering for Shayna Baszler. I don't know. I think it's got a little juice. It should be like a loser leaves town match. Give it some juice. I guess it's an MMA style match.
They're gonna wear gis. Oh no, if it's MMA, that's what was the match they had in Saudi Arabia?
Well, that was just a normal match, but she wore a gi, cover up her sinful body.
Oh, that's right. They had to do that because women. Yeah.
And you know, Ronda, she wears like if you leave her to her own devices, she wears the bra thong. Seen this? It's like a
she'll go pretty much like Riddle, like pretty much naked.
No, well, she wears like the tank top and the bra, you know, the sports bra. But then she has the upside down. It's like she's wearing a bra backwards and a bra forwards.
Yeah. And then she'll go like super short shorts and then like the really small boxing boots or whatever.
I'm just saying the chest thong. Just look it up, people. You know what to look for. It's not even seductive. It's just strange. You looking it up, Joe?
Yeah. I need some.
My advice to you would to be not to search for it as I described it. You know, because nobody else calls it a chest thong except for me. I don't think, at least.
What do you mean it shows a lot of cleave because it's small here?
No, it looks like she's wearing like a thong on the front of her body. Like she has normal, regular clothes on, and then she has like a thong on the front of her body.
Mm.
Look it up. Not you, Joe. You don't look it up.
Let me talk to you. All right.
Let me talk to you. Slap into a Slim Jim. Well, up next is Logan Paul versus Rick O'Shea, our favorite Irishman.
Yeah. I mean, they're just going to go for a viral moment in that, right?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a flippy match, I'd say. What do you think the viral moment is going to be? If you had to,
they had the double cross body. The springboard double cross body was the other one, right?
That was a Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah, so they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to do something.
See, long-term storytelling. Wow, they did that thing at the Royal Rumble. And then at the other thing, he did the other thing. You know, the Spanish Fly where he almost murdered them both, you know. And now look at the long term. Wow. Now, you can connect the dots. Look at that long-term storytelling.
And Samantha Irvin.
Wow, and oh my God, and he's breaking the fourth wall. He's bringing his real life fiance and hey,
full-grown fetus, brother.
Imagine we would be like we're at wrestling and like. Logan Paul goes, hey, Ricochet, sorry, your girl's going to have to announce me the winner. And everyone goes, oh! Like they're in like the high school cafeteria. Then like you can nudge your girlfriend and be like, Samantha Irvin and Ricochet are engaged. You can like let her in on the thing. Like how fun is that?
No.
Those two are engaged in real life.
IRL.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think they're just going to do the same exact spot from the Royal Rumble.
Is this a gimmick match? Is this like a ladder match or something?
No, it's just a normal match, I think. Just a grudge match.
Maybe they'll do something that's like a crazy counter thing for the finish.
Oh, I think they're doing it all. I think they're going to do the crazy counter, square off like Street Fighter characters. I wouldn't be surprised if Ricochet tries to create the famous Will Ospreay volley that they did like a bunch of years ago.
Oh, when they just kept going and going and going and going.
Yeah, and then they squared off like fighting characters in Tekken.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if they recreate that. I think the big spot of the night is going to be exactly what they did from Royal Rumble. They're somehow going to end up on both ends, springboard, whatever. How about this for DraftKings betting? Do you think that Samantha Irvin will get involved?
No.
Yeah,
I think that was just a cheap thing.
Well, let me ask you this: who do you think is going to win?
Yeah, I'll go with Logan on that. What's the point of pushing Ricochet? I think Logan is their best, the best thing they've signed.
Well, and Logan keeps losing too, so he like needs a win almost.
Are you saying that like his YouTube is big enough to carry him through the losses? Is that what it is?
Well, that's true too.
His community.
His YouTube is big enough to carry. Like, he could be the celebrity, the Miz. Like, it doesn't matter if he loses. He just comes out and like is entitled and always gets his ass kicked, but always gains your respect.
Miz was a main event champion though. He got pushed.
Yeah, but like, what's the point of having Logan beat Ricochet? Like, Logan beating Ricochet doesn't make Logan more popular. Ricochet beating Logan makes Ricochet more popular.
Yeah, but they also have a track record of not using Ricochet, so I do everything based around that, you know.
Huh.
Well, but also they could just have him beat him and then just don't do it. Like I said, don't do anything with Ricochet, and then it's like, what was the point of doing that?
You know Logan what? I think I see the vision in my crystal ball, Joe.
Okay.
I think it's Ricochet wins. Him and Samantha Irvin have like a Macho Man fucking Miss Elizabeth moment. Like, she comes in and announces him. And it's like a family moment.
Oh, you're going all in on the Sam Irvin thing.
Yeah, I think that she's the most popular. She's the second most popular person in this match.
Yeah.
And Ricochet needs all the help he can get. So he's going to beat Logan Paul, and he's going to show the world that he's Samantha Irvin's fiance. And then he's like not a boring guy. He's just, a little boring. I don't know.
And makes sense if you want to do it. It's social media versus kind of social media. Because he's Logan Paul, obviously a big social media influencer. And then she is, getting popular via her social media.
Yeah, she's very good at social media, and she's heavily featured on WWE social media.
That's what I'm saying. It could be now it's kind of turning like that, kind of a battle of that.
Yeah, I'm going full on Ricochet on that one. What about Gunther versus Drew McIntyre? Any interest from you on this one?
Yeah, fuck yeah. When they get these big dudes together, it's always entertaining. So I'm looking at that.
I'm so happy to hear you say that because I wasn't sure what you'd say, but like Sheamus, Drew, and Gunther might have been one of the best matches of WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, what's his nuts scored it 4 3/4, or did he score it 5 stars? I think.
Oh, Meltzer?
Yeah, I think he actually gave it 5 stars or 4 3/4 or something like that.
Well, I love that match. I thought that match was great. And that's exactly my definition of why I'm excited for this match. Anytime you get these big guys together, it's awesome. Sheamus,
McIntyre, Gunther.
Unfortunately, Sheamus has been relegated to the Slim Jim Battle Royal.
Yeah, they kind of throw him wherever they need him,
And he seems happy to oblige.
Yeah, he has a good thing. I think he makes money also elsewhere, with probably like fitness and stuff, sponsorships and all that. I think a lot of those bigger guys do.
Yeah, that's a good point. What's next?
Like the ones that are chiseled, you know what I mean? That look like real bodybuilders, that are bodybuilders themselves,
Well, he's got the YouTube channel, which I'm sure does great.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know that. See, yeah, there you go.
He does like WWE superstars workout routines in the gym.
That's right, because I saw the one with it was either like Liv Morgan or Alexa Bliss, maybe.
I'm sure you watched both of them. Don't even lie.
Well, my whole Instagram algorithm used to be just Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss rotating off with like cat videos or something.
And how did you break free of those chains that bound you?
I mean, Alexa just disappeared. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm very happy in Gunther versus Drew as well. Do you have any belief in your heart at all that Drew could pull one off? Hey, not to jump forward, but they just rewarded the AEW Women's Champion during pandemic. They just re-rewarded a pandemic champion AEW. Do you think that Drew McIntyre, who had his WrestleMania moment in front of nobody, gets to beat fucking Gunther in Detroit for the working class man? What's the town who had the bad water? Flint, Michigan. Detroit. The evil German was defeated. USA. Drew, even though Drew is Scottish, but you know what I'm saying.
They need to build somebody up and take it off like Gunther, I think. But knowing them, they can have Drew win, and it'd be whatever.
Well, who do you want to win?
No, I want Gunther to win. Definitely, because
for you, Drew's just not the guy.
I love Drew. Don't get me wrong, but all that stuff got derailed, and when stuff like that happens, it's very hard to have the character come back, from that. Especially in this company where Donato was 100% behind you, or inconsistently booking you.
Do you put any weight in some of the reports from a few months ago that it was like Drew was maybe talking to some other people, maybe he was having some demands, maybe there was some contract like friction?
Oh, yeah, they might. Yeah, now that you said that, there might be make me the champ.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's still here, maybe it's like he's like, hey, I carried us during pandemic, because that's probably his argument if you think about it. He's like, hey, I carried us during pandemic, and my time hasn't even come around yet. I didn't even get to celebrate anything in front of a live crowd since I won WrestleMania. I'll even win the IC. I'll even. I'm
or
not
he won
saying...
the Rumble. He won the Rumble.
Oh, what did I say? What did I say?
You said Mania.
Yeah, no. He won the Rumble before pandemic.
Yeah.
And
in San Antonio or whatever, right?
And I mean, I don't know. I think for him to say, well, I carried us during pandemic, that's not really like a good argument, because really it's just bad luck. Like, you were the guy who was chosen for the year that the world fell to shit. So you didn't really carry anybody. Like, as far as carrying the company, it was kind of a team effort. If anything, Michael Cole did. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I think it's a little strange. You can't be too demanding, like, oh, I'm owed because it's like, well, there was no metrics, like there was no draw, like, you know what I mean? So I don't know, but I could see him winning it from Gunther, but I hope not as well. Did you watch Gable versus Gunther on Monday?
No, I think I got stuck watching the one girl that they're with, and I was like, what is this? And she's doing a worm, and I shut it off. Yeah, I was like, she started doing a worm and acting like an idiot, and I was like, I think I'm done watching Raw, or I skipped ahead to Brock. So it's a Gable versus who? Oh, okay. That's funny. I've been told to do that. This is how it's done. This is how it's always been done. Well, this is how we're doing it now. Family spaghetti, yeah. I use the smaller cans because they're more flavorful. Mm-hmm. This will be good.
I muted myself again. Bianca versus Charlotte versus hold on, let's start over. I muted myself. Asuka versus Bianca versus Charlotte in a triple threat matchup for the Women's World Championship with Io Sky, Women's Money in the Bank briefcase holder, lurking. Joe, tell me about your full prediction. I want you to walk me through vividly, as if I was sitting there front row next to Green Shirt Man. Tell me the last moments, the closing moments of this match. Give me the finish, Daddy-O.
Oof. Three-way dances are kind of silly because someone's in there to take a fall, right? And whenever Charlotte's in a match, especially if Asuka's the champ, I get scared because I have PTSD from that Mania when Charlotte took Asuka's streak.
Oh, you hated that.
Well, Asuka also won Rumble that year. They were pushing the shit out of her. She was unstoppable, and then that's when I officially then gave up on the WWE full time.
You were that upset about Asuka?
Yeah, because I mean that was probably the best booked, most dominant character they had, up until that point.
Right, and you were a fan of the NXT that heavily featured Asuka as well.
Exactly.
So you followed her the whole way.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess they're kind of. I'll always think of her as transitional. I mean, just because she's putting on makeup now, it's whatever. I don't know. Maybe I whenever Charlotte's in a match, man, I'm going to assume she's going to win. I'm looking forward to this match, but it's set up. Maybe it's set up. Maybe don't want Bianca to get pinned. Maybe Charlotte pins Asuka and wins.
Does Io Sky do anything?
Have they even done anything?
Well, I feel like anytime there's an interview involving the three of them or something like that, Io has come out and lurked with the briefcase. So
really?
Yeah. Well, I think people are talking about a Bianca Belair heel turn.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think that might be headed towards that. I've seen that bandied about out there.
Maybe things start looking bad for her in the match and she really starts to get a little nasty.
I'm trying to think. How about this? How about this question for you? Both of the Money in the Bank briefcases for SummerSlam are heavily connected to title matches, right? Asuka and Io Sky have a relationship, and Io Sky has been lurking about that main event triple threat. In the Seth Rollins and Finn Balor match, Damian has the briefcase, right? So if you had to put money on which finish is incorporated by a briefcase, you know what I'm saying? Which one are they going to do?
Shit. I mean, I think the most long-term storytelling would be Finn beats Seth and Damian immediately cashes in and he once again has another short reign. Because he had to. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that would make
sense.
And
now he is Damian's in charge and Finn's out.
Right, and Finn's out, but then Finn has even more long-term storytelling where it's both times I had it for less than 24 hours.
Exactly. And then Cody and Brock will be done, and then you can go back to Cody and Seth again for 4 more months till next year.
All right, so speaking of Finn and Seth, you just gave us the finish to that. I don't really care about that. I think it might just be Seth clean because Finn is distracted by Damian Priest somehow being involved. Maybe it even becomes a triple threat at some point, but either way, I think it's Seth. Cody versus Brock, I just think
can I interrupt real quick?
Yes, please.
So back to the Judgment Day thing, they all have gold and or peripherals except for Finn. Damian has the case and a potential title. Rhea's got her title, and now Dom has a title, and Finn's the odd one out. So I think the more you you don't have a title. What are you doing here? We're champions. We run this show. You know what I mean?
Well, do you think that they're going to give? Do you think that means Finn wins so that Judgment Day goes draped in gold?
It could. Now this has me more interested in it. Because it makes sense. Because I was thinking about that. I was because they push the shit out of the Judgment Day.
Yeah, they're huge right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess either way, it would be intriguing because you could either have them just be draped in gold and have everybody have a title, or you'd have Finn be the odd man out, and even that becomes intriguing.
Yeah.
And I think they did plant seeds for Finn to leave, so I'm still not high on Finn winning. Cody versus Brock, I mean, I'm kind of getting sick of this, and I just think Cody's going to win. It's the third match of the trilogy. Cody needs to win.
Did he lose the other two?
No, he won one, and then Brock won one.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been keeping up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's 1-1 in the last two events. And, Cody's got to win the trilogy. It's just really high-end, top-of-the-card busy work. They're just giving him a monster to have a trilogy with while they buy some time. All right, now this is the most important thing. Tribal combat.
How you want to do this? You want to talk the match or just go right into the DraftKings?
I mean, I got to open up DraftKings for sure.
I can do it this time to give you a break.
Yeah, you know what? Go through the DraftKings. So interest. Explain to the viewers at home what this is, please.
Okay, so they've done this on Versus the World before. So what DraftKings does with AEW and WWE, you can enter a pool which is free to enter. And the way a pool works, there's a pot. For this one, it's 25. Oh, I might have shot myself in the foot by doing this. Because now I can't enter because I already. No. So basically, you might have to also read this, by the way, but I'll explain it. So basically, for either a match or the whole card, you'll have like stipulations based around betting. So it's like, how many will a table be used in the match? Yes, no, or like just like yes or no or something like that. And if you get that right, that counts as like one of like your 7 that you get right. And the players with the most points, like 7 out of 7, that gets divided. Like the highest prize is determined by how many people get 7 right, and then whoever gets 6 right. It's very complicated.
All right, I'm gonna take a crack at it. And hey, Joe, everybody, clap it up for Joe. Joe, listen. As long as you wear a shirt with sleeves next time, I think we're going to have a long, beautiful future together.
All right, we'll do.
Just because you're making me feel a little skinny. With those guns out.
Well, I gained a bunch of weight. I used to be actually muscular. Now I'm over 200 pounds. So fat shit.
I'm sorry. I was just I was just looking at your arms saying, wow, what a set of guns. Anyway, let me try to explain this pool much, much better than you inadequately did. All right. So
go for it.
It's a free pool on DraftKings. You don't need to know what DraftKings is. You don't need to know what a pool is. Basically, they ask you 8 questions, okay? It's free to enter. It's a $25,000 prize pool, right? So some of the questions are A and B. Some of them are A, B, and C. Some of them are always agree, strongly disagree, negative, whatever. So out of the 8 questions, you got to try to get all 8 right. But what happens is that the person who gets all 8 right is like, it's $25,000. So like 100 people get 8 right. And then 1,000 people get 7 right.
That pot that gets divvied up.
The pot. So basically,
it's kind of confusing.
It's 8 questions. The pot gets divvied up. Who cares? Let's just.
No one gets 25,000 though. That's the thing. Like the highest you can get is probably like $100.
Yeah, but I think it winds up being like 14 because it's $25,000, and there have been 28,315 entries. All right, so walk me through your DraftKings pool and the questions and the answers that you gave, Joe.
All right, so DraftKings did the pool was based around the main event, so Reigns versus Jey Uso. The first question is, who will win, Roman Reigns or Jey Uso?
So who do you think is going to win?
I selected Roman Reigns. I think that's safe to say.
Huh? Yeah,
What do you guys think in chat?
Yeah, well, give me some advice because I'm filling mine out for the first time. I mean,
chat is more than welcome to join in and answer.
Because if you select Jay and Jay wins, you're already set apart from most of the people.
Oh, you mean like a dark horse?
All right, I think I'm going to go Roman as well to start off.
How will the match end? Pinfall, submission, or other?
I mean, I don't think either one of them is going to submit. I would say that it's either going to be pinfall or like a pass out referee stoppage, like a choke out.
I say pinfall.
All right, Roman pinfall. I'm going to agree with you and go classics. This is classic strategy.
Will Solo Sikoa enter the ring during the match? Yes or no?
Will he enter?
Will Solo Sikoa enter the ring during the match? This is very this is the first, so there's a lot of cryptic questions when it comes to these pools, you know. Enter the ring. He could do something outside. He can interfere on the outside because it's no DQ.
Tribal combat.
But if he enters the ring, it's green lighted. He's in the ring. He may never enter the ring.
And, you know, think about his interference with the Cody match. He was just on the apron. He technically wasn't in the ring, even with that.
Oh, see, you can get screwed by that. Yeah. So he's not in the ring.
Okay, but read the next question.
Will Jimmy Uso interfere in the match? I said yes to both. I think it's going to be a mess.
So Solo hits the ring, Jimmy hits the ring, clears Solo.
It could be that, or it could be Solo at some point, and then Jimmy comes in and also hits Roman, maybe, because Roman was the first one to hit. Jimmy was the first one to hit Roman, right, with the super kick when they started it effect.
Jimmy was, yeah.
He's itching for some more smoke.
Well, I love that because it's will Solo enter the ring, will Jimmy just interfere? Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm going to go yes and yes. Now, does interference, like, what does interference mean? Does Jimmy just get in and go like, "Don't do it, don't do it"? Like, does Jimmy need to actually get involved? I'm going to go yes and yes. I'm going to agree with you. I'm piggybacking off of you right now, Joe. All right, next
will Paul Heyman betray Roman Reigns during SummerSlam? Yes or no?
No way.
No. How many tables will be broken during the match? None, one, or more than one? I said one because of the Lego table, the announcer table.
Does that count the announcer table, or does that not count?
No, that's got to count. I'll write a letter to DraftKings myself.
All right. Yeah, I think that you are taking the most logical approach here for sure.
Well, remember, I've won from these before too. So
champion gambler.
How many tribal elders will appear as part of the match?
I mean, that's very odd.
Over 1.5 or under 1.5?
What counts a tribal elder? Do you have to be a ghost? Is it ghosts that will appear? Is it like the Alpha and Sika?
Yeah, Alpha, Sika, Rikishi. I think Rikishi's showing up. I said under.
Showing up.
It doesn't. I could say Rikishi and just Rikishi shows up. But either way, 1.5 is 2. So 2 of them showing up? I don't know about that. 1, sure.
Well, who would be the other one?
Who can actually walk on their own power to the ring? They're old as fuck.
Okay, I'm going under.
Yeah, definitely 1.5. I think that's fine.
Oh, you did under.
I did under as well. Yeah.
All right, I'm going over then. I'm going over.
Are you? Okay.
I think that Yokozuna, they're gonna all of them. They're gonna all they're gonna have videos.
Oh yeah.
Like Roman, if I die,
Force
I want
Ghost.
you to
Yeah,
know.
Force Ghost. Yeah. Which will happen first? Jay super kicks Roman. Roman spears Jay. Neither occurs.
Oh, I know where I'm going. What did you put?
Jay super kicks Roman.
I mean, it's the only way. It's the only way to live.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I'm going to go Spears. I think Roman starts off the match by spearing Jay.
Oof, that'd be brutal. That would count.
I've
you confident with your picks?
You know what? I don't like to think about it. Just like sports gambling.
Yeah, you're gonna go back, edit it again.
No.
I changed it back. I changed it. I shouldn't have. I would have won $10.
I would have won $6 if I didn't switch my. So did you know that they searched Vince McMahon's house?
I just saw. Oh, is that what this is? Well, he got a subpoena.
Well, he got a subpoena and a warrant. Search warrant and subpoena. And they searched his house for any evidence of the hush money payments. On July 17th, I think it was. And now he's gotten like severe spinal surgery, most likely because of the St. Valentine's Day table bump that he took.
Huh?
St. Valentine's Day Massacre, table bump.
What McMahon?
Yeah.
When was that?
1998.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Well, that's why he needed spinal surgery now.
Oh, now he needs spinal surgery.
Have you seen that bump? He literally, on the Lego table, he lands right on the side of it on his whole spine.
Oof.
You could literally go back and realize that is why he needed spinal surgery 30 years later.
Sure it's not from tons of cycling of steroids?
No, that couldn't be the case.
Overwork and mental illness and everything else?
And his posture was just too good his whole life. His spine needs a break. He needs some surgery.
So wait, was he acquitted or somehow snaked his way out of the other charges and now they're trying to look for hush money?
Well, no, apparently
instituted this.
Everything that happened before this was internal private investigations.
Oh shit.
So WWE did their own internal investigation.
Oh yeah.
And found him exonerated, surprise, surprise. But then I guess the courts got a hold of it.
Oh yeah.
The justice system. But you remember back on the steroid trial? And he showed up with the neck brace?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
How convenient that he's just
surgery.
had the spinal surgery. So now he can show up in a wheelchair. And be like, oh, I'm just an old man. What do you want me to do? I gave some woman a couple $100,000 25 years ago. What do you want me to do? I can't even walk. I had spinal surgery. God damn it.
Yeah, he knows he's pretty slick. Well, at least we know that SummerSlam is going to be good then if he's not around.
He's on medical leave.
Yeah, I heard he hasn't been there the last few weeks.
Well, that would be great. That would be great for everybody. What do you want to do, Joe? We have 20 minutes left. Do you want to look at these? We meandered about, and it's mainly my fault. You were short and concise and pretty easy with your answers, and I just kept talking and talking. So we've run over time. We got 20 minutes left.
Okay.
We could even, you had a great story that you brought to the table, which was these WrestleMania ticket prices. These WrestleMania packages. Do you want to look at WrestleMania packages, or do you want to just run through what happened at AEW this last week?
Well, I was thinking if we ran out of time, we could just do the packages maybe next week or something like that.
You know what?
Because it's for Mania.
That's a good call by you. I just want to show everybody that I do have a special screen set up to go through and look at the WrestleMania packages.
I need to screenshot them because if they get sold out, you lose the price, and the price is very,
Well, what we should have done is we should have had a SummerSlam prediction food challenge between the two of us. But now what we're going to do is we're going to have a WrestleMania ticket sold out first pool food challenge.
Let's do the tickets. It's already on the fucking screen. Just
no, I don't want to. You convinced me that I don't want to. We got months and months and months till WrestleMania.
All right, we do.
And we could plan.
I screenshotted everything else in case next week some mark buys Undertaker serving him drinks for $25,000 or something like that.
So what? But you're saying that they would leave the website? They wouldn't say just sold out?
It said sold out, and you can't see the price anymore. And the whole point of memeing it is oh my god, you'd pay that?
Well, thankfully you have a powerful enough computer that you can.
Yeah, we needed that 29 minutes of DraftKings. All right, let's do.
Hey, listen. I'm just saying that when football season rolls around, I'm going to be sending an email to DraftKings letting them know about this show. And like, would $5 in my account really make that much of a difference? Yes, because once football season starts, we're doing 20,000 to 1 12-leg parlays with the 3 punters scoring touchdowns, defensive. Anyway, so I want to ask you first and foremost: are you a Dynamite guy or a Collision guy?
I'm a Collision guy.
Wow. So you've been watching some Collision over Dynamite?
No, I just watch Dynamite because usually it's on at like 8 and we just finish dinner and I sit down, I'll do the notes and watch it.
Well, and 8 o'clock is like 8 o'clock on a Saturday is a tough.
Exactly. And then we're usually out and I forget and I'll start the show like an hour late or something like that. But I usually catch Punk segment and that's all I'm watching it for, really. I never saw that 1 hour tag match though with FTR and Gin and Juice.
You know, and as we were making notes and it became prevalent and apparent that I was going to need to watch actual wrestling to do this show, I was going to go back and watch that. I was like, oh, wow, I should go back and watch that. And I really wanted to watch MJF and Adam Cole. I really, really wanted to watch that because...
the segment?
No, their match with FTR.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah. Well, that was good.
Great. And, I became sick of AEW too. But if you look at it as an isolated like piece of business, what MJF and Adam Cole are doing is awesome. It's really dope. The way that
you want to go do the show and get to that,
yes,
or do you want to?
Yes.
Because I think we can kind of just speed run this, and then we can really dig into their stuff and theatercraft and stuff like that.
All right, so let's go through Collision real quick. This last Saturday, only for the purposes of this show, was the first Collision I ever watched, and I'll just run you through my notes. Why does this show open with stupid 1990s wrestling promos? Do they think this is good? MJF and Adam Cole's jackets are so stupid. The Elton John and Saturday Night Is All Right for Fighting is the most anti-wrestling fighting song ever written. Those are my 3 first thoughts on Collision Saturday.
I started it a half hour late. Did you see? I started when it was Darby versus Suzuki. Is that same Collision?
Yes. I watched Darby versus Suzuki as well. Did you enjoy that? I always enjoy watching Suzuki meander about.
I think this whole show. All right. All I had was Darby versus Suzuki, whatever, and then I had Tony Storm promo. She's the worst, bro. I think she's juicing. How do you feel about that? Me accusing her of being on the gas.
Tony Storm?
Yeah, I think she's losing all this, and these are growing. Her pecs are growing out, and she's fucking getting super jacked up her body. She's grown a lot in the last fucking month.
I guess I haven't paid enough attention to her to realize that. Not to spoiler alert, but the following Wednesday, she lost the title to Sheeta. So, I kind of, left this week thinking to myself, man, they really did Tony Storm dirty. They didn't let her be herself, and they put her in this group, and then she had this title run with this group, and even that wasn't so effective, and before you know it, she's already lost the title. So where does she go from here? Hey, you know what? Maybe she will start using the juice, doing a juice cleanse, start looking like Jordan Grace.
She's not very charismatic, man. She's pretty cringe.
Yeah, well, all 3 of them are. Ruby, Saraya, and I don't think there's a person in the AEW women's division who I don't think is cringe, except for maybe Penelope Ford.
Britt Baker, when she's on, she's like one of the best, but when she's off, she's off.
Well, and Britt Baker just had like one of the worst matches in history against Taya Valkyrie,
Yeah.
which got like dragged on Twitter. I mean, that's 2 weeks ago, but still, like, she kind of sucks. She had like a brief opening of a window, and now it's gone.
Joe versus Gravity. New guy already being used as an enhancement. LOL.
Yeah, I didn't even write a note for that because I love Samoa Joe. I'd rather talk about his dancing around with his S&M gear and twisted metal than anything he's doing on this show. The one thing I saw on Twitter is that he did like the slow motion gravity moonwalk. Like he combined his dodging of the high flying maneuver with like I guess it's like, is it like an anime joke? Like what is that?
No, he's supposed to be that he's gravity and he's like an astronaut.
Oh, okay.
But
so he was doing
Cornette said he was doing charades.
I thought he was like making fun of the guy's walk at first.
Because he did it with Pac too in his debut. It was the man that gravity forgot versus gravity.
Yeah, which was so
long-term storytelling.
Long-term storytelling, dude. Everybody thinks they're doing long-term storytelling. They're just doing like annoying, like too long storytelling.
Do you have anything else to add before I go into the Punk segment?
No, that's literally all I got. Is I got the Punk segment and then MJF and Cole versus FTR.
Says here, CM Punk out. Thank God. That's in all caps. Spray paints belt and declares himself better than you. Steamboat to guest ref him and Ricky Starks next week. This is probably the best thing they've done probably like in about 6 months, even though it's completely NWO.
Oh my God. You know, okay. So I want to ask you about this because I think you liked it more than me.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's Phil.
I mean, I love Phil too, and I think he's great. I just want to know this. Do you think that he practiced spray painting that belt? Because that was if that was like his first try, that was good.
No, you have to. I've seen sometimes people go and meet Nash and they get him to do the NWO on the big gold. You need practice with that shit. And like Nash knows how to do it well. You know what I mean?
You don't just you don't just buy a spray paint can from the store, shake it up, and then just spray a perfect X with no smudges. You practice that.
Yeah, because with the NWO letters, you have to like overshoot the gold. Like if the gold is like this, you're going like N, W, you're doing it on a white paper. So you're getting, you're not trying to keep it within the gold. You're completely overwriting it and going onto the leather.
All right, lame-o-meter, scale of 1 to 10, Ricky Starks. 10 being the lamest.
I think he's like a 4.
So you're into Ricky Starks and the CM Punk push.
Yeah, but I think it should end here. I think this should be over with, and Punk needs to go on to something bigger.
So is Punk gonna fight Ricky Starks at Wembley Stadium?
If they keep pushing it on, I mean, next week is the Steamboat match. Right.
That was my next question. Lame-o-meter, scale of 1 to 10, Ricky Steamboat.
He's like a 6, 7. Yeah.
Hold on. You know what? I'm going to our special WrestleMania screen right now.
We need like a graphic.
And I am pulling up Ricky Steamboat age. 70 years old. 70, Joe. 70-year-old. Okay, so and this is my main question to you. Not only is it 70-year-old Ricky Steamboat as the special guest referee or like enforcer, right? But it's CM Punk like laughing to Ricky Starks. Ha ha ha. I have a secret weapon to make sure that you don't cheat this time. It's 70-year-old Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So lame-o-meter on Ricky himself and lame-o-meter on Punk calling it out like it's like a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Yeah. It's like, oh, one more thing, Ricky,
Well, and then it was one more thing. Hey, Tony, you tell him. It's like So Tony already knew. Like, it wasn't a surprise to anybody. Like,
yeah.
it
And
was
Tony
kinda
Schiavone's
weird.
a 10 on the Lamo meter.
Always 10 out of 10 Lamo meter. Tony
He's
Schiavone.
he's the meta.
You know what? From this point forward, we're going to incorporate more Lamo meter, but we're also going to, instead of me saying scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to say 0 to Tony.
That works. That works.
So just the concept of Ricky Dragon being 70 years old and doing this Lamo meter.
Like what? Like why is Ricky even in the match?
Yeah, do you like that? Does that give you juice?
I mean, maybe it is to get to Wembley. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like, oh, he's the most honest dude. He's gonna cut it right down the middle. And then somehow it's not going to be quite that, and they'll have to go to one more match because now they've officially booked the first Wembley match. So maybe you are right. Maybe it goes to that.
Yeah, and
the Punk's got to go with MJF after this. He's got to. I mean,
well,
how long is he gonna?
I hate the idea of Max versus Ricky at Wembley. I mean, I'm sorry.
Max and Cole.
I hate the idea of CM Punk versus Ricky Starks at Wembley Stadium. But also, it's too late to start anything else. Unless this Ricky Steamboat thing immediately ends it. Immediately. So right away.
I don't think it would end just on a random collision.
Yeah, and I think CM Punk is dead set on proving that he gets younger guys over, so he's going to take Ricky Starks all the way to Wembley.
That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, who cares? What about MJF versus Adam Cole, which was just announced at Wembley Stadium now, and they did it in such a way, Joe?
I liked how he said it. He wasn't like, you don't deserve the match. You don't deserve any match. You deserve the match.
Ah,
very good.
Is any of this giving you Jericho vibes? Is any of this giving you Rock and Sock Connection vibes? Is any of this giving you RK Bro vibes?
I think yeah. I mean, I think if anyone's gonna turn, it's gonna be like, I think it should be Adam Cole. I think this is their only attempt. Not only attempt. This is a really good chance to get MJF over as a face. And then they need to, I guess they need to incorporate Roddy into this also.
And it would help Adam tremendously.
Yes, that too.
Because Adam turning would give him uber new life, a whole new lease on life.
Yeah. And if Kyle O'Reilly ever comes back, just, I don't know, just make Undisputed Era again, whatever.
Did you see that people were speaking, and now you were an NXT fan during this time? You just mentioned Undisputed Era. Did you see that people were analyzing the hug on Twitter?
I did see with
Adam gave him the fist on the back, just like he gave
stab.
Kyle before he turned on him. Now, and once again, think about the theme of this episode. Long-term storytelling. They think they're being so fucking clever. But really, all they are doing is proving to me that they sit at home and watch their old shit and smell their own farts. That's literally all they're proving to me.
Oh.
So Adam Cole was sitting at home one night watching his old shit going like, oh, wow, this will be so long-term storytelling. Fuck off, all of you. But you know what? I'm still here for it. And you know what else, Joe? For my money, MJF might still be, and I love what Roman Reigns is doing. And I loved Sami Zayn when he was doing his Sami Zayn thing. And I even love Cody so much, even after he walked through a fake desert in his documentary.
Tunisia.
But yeah. I think for my money, pound for pound, all attributes considered, I think that MJF might be the best wrestler because anything he does, he makes real and amazing. And the way that he got over double clothesline. You know, he got over that he was going to smash Dax Harwood's balls smash his nuts, and everything he does is amazing, and he does it in such a great way.
He's getting over the devil thing too, like the devil worshiper thing. Like, I mean, they popped for that tonight too.
Well, and you know what's so crazy
night.
is that he was doing that, and then even while still in the midst of getting that over, he just got over this whole Adam Cole thing, but without sacrificing like the other stuff that he's been building. Like MJF to me is a true genius, and MJF should be in AEW because he's the smartest guy there. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going anywhere. Apparently, during one of the promos, he pontificated about what WWE would change his name to.
What did he say?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole thing, but and he goes, hey, he goes up to a little kid. Hey, look at the crowd. Say it with me. Double clothesline. They got over double clothesline. And then in that
There's
match,
a shirt now too.
And then in that match, like, as soon as the first tag happened, they like joined arms and like went for it. And the other guy, like one of the FTR guys, like Dax, like pulled the other guy back. Like, oh, whoa, watch out for that double clothesline, brother. Wow. Oh my God. So I'm super into what they're doing right now.
The real question is, do you turn before the match, Matt, or at the match, during the match rather?
Well, how long
can you really build this up as babyface and them just hugging it out?
Yeah, I mean, when's the fight? September? End of September? End of August?
Oh, and fuck me, and now the Kingdom's also involved in this now too.
Involved in what?
Roddy was backstage like having a fit after they announced the match, and then Taven and Bennett walked up and he's like, oh, Adam Cole thinking about himself again and not his friends, and he just walked away.
Oh, see, that would be lame. That would be, to bring them in, that would be lame. You got to keep it at Adam and MJF and Roddy if you really want. But to me, I would just have, Adam's got to turn on Max and do Wembley as Adam as the babyface. Imagine being so young that the wrestler that you want to wrestle more than anyone else growing up is Adam Cole.
Yeah, that's a generational. We're old.
We are old. Hey, welcome to the Old Guy Show. Here comes the...
Here comes the... Yep.
All right, anything else? What about Rob Van Dam, dude? Played the old music.
Oh, he played Walk. Yeah. I'm seeing them tomorrow. I'm seeing Pantera tomorrow. So there you go. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm sure Tony marked out for being able to use more copyrighted shit. So
that is the coolest.
Yeah. The RVD's cool, but I don't think he can really move like he used to.
Well, you know what? You are wrong, my friend, because he's about to move like he used to next week versus probably the wrestler that I have cared about the least in my entire life, which is Jungle Boy.
He had like the promo. Did you see the promo with Renee and RVD backstage? He was like, I got a thing about retiring belts or some shit. He's like, yeah, look that up. Was that a reference to like WWE or some shit? Or
I think he was just high. Probably he was just stoned.
Yeah, that too.
Do you think that Jungle Boy looks like Danny Masterson?
With the glasses?
Yeah, he comes out with the glasses and leather jacket. I think he's getting that Danny Masterson heat.
Did he? Who's Danny Masterson?
That's the guy from That 70s Show who like had a bunch of like.
Oh yeah, and he's not. Oh shit, yeah, he looks like. Yeah, he does look like that curly hair. Yeah.
All right, I'm done. I really got to pee, and I told you that no pee breaks during this show.
Yeah, no pee breaks allowed.
No pee breaks allowed for us or the viewers. This was the soft open, much like Bear. Joe, you're a chef, which, by the way, I'm going to bother you about every single episode.
Yeah, no problem.
And, much like the Bear, we did a soft open, friends and family.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for coming, everybody.
thank you for coming. Bro, I want you to close the show out with your final thoughts and final wishes. Give us a state of the union. Give us a state of the future yet to be lived.
Yeah. I mean, there's some good things about wrestling and a lot of bad things. So make sure you watch things on your DVR so you can fast forward them, because time is precious. I know my time's precious. And yeah. Looking forward to doing this again. This was fun.
Thank you, Joe. Wise words.
Thank
you for all the people. By the way, I've noticed that all of you who were members no longer have the stars next to their names.
Oh, yeah. We need to talk about this.
Yeah, so tune in next week. Next Tuesday, next Thursday, I'll talk about what happened to the stars.
Well, we might have it amended by then.
Yes. We're gonna have to do a We Are the World level video to try to get ourselves back on track.
Or we can have an alternative. We already have been theorizing.
That is true. There are alternative paths. All right, I really got to pee. I'm going to play the music, and I'm going to hang up on you, Joe.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you guys, everybody, for watching. Boulevard Bullies. We'll see you next time. Out of time. Bye-bye.
Oh, so cursed, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.